Good news source. This is Channel 8 News Midday.
It's game day, Husker fans from Lincoln to Oklahoma City, ready to watch Nebraska start swinging for a World Series championship.
The Huskers are headed to the Women's College World Series.
A dream season, a dream team, and now hoping for a dream finish to 2026.
You couldn't have written it up any better. It was so beautiful.
A Husker Nation invasion expected in Oklahoma City again. This time for the Women's College World Series. The Big Red looking to capture that magic starting tonight.
There are so many cool things. Just this is the pinnacle of college softball, right?
It's lights, camera, action for the Big Red. The NCAA sharing this video of the team's media day on Wednesday. Now it's time for the main event. Star player Jordie Fromm knows that all too well. This is her third Women's College World Series. The first two, she was at Oklahoma, and now with her hometown squad. She says she's soaking everything in right now.
Last 2 years, I mean, just falling short last year and then now being here this year, it has just really taught me how truly hard it is to get here. Like my first 2 years of my career, we were here. But then after not being here for 2 years, it's just such a greater appreciation for being here and realizing how hard it is and really just not wanting to miss a single moment of it all. Just be grateful for every moment, be as present as I can in every moment. And yeah, everything has truly happened for a reason.
An inspirational journey for Fromm, and now she's inspiring the next generation, along with so many others on this Husker squad.
You watch Jordie and Alexis on the mound, and my pitchers are like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to get this done.
Thousands of young softball players in Nebraska looking up to this year's team as they chase the championship. This is Nebraska softball's first appearance in the Women's College World Series in over a decade. 11 players are homegrown Huskers. That's helping show young players they can be just like them. Our Jake Coleman spoke to those young athletes.
The success from Nebraska's softball trickling down to the younger generation. Meet Rick Donovan, the founder of Chaos Softball, a youth developmental program that began back in 2010.
I've had my current team since they were 10, and they were a lot less of a pain when they were 10 than they are now.
But with Nebraska's softball now in the Women's College World Series for the first time since 2013, that's helping pave the way for players like the ones competing on Chaos.
A lot of people are looking up to them right now, and it's kind of something new because they got a lot better this year. They have been great, but they're getting better, and I feel like it's just going to go up.
And according to Donovan, this year's team is helping grow the sport one at a time. Nearly half of this year's roster, all born and raised in Nebraska, which only instills more confidence in girls across the state.
Homegrown softball here in Nebraska is outstanding. You don't have to be from California. You don't have to be from Florida to go big or go home.
And seeing how softball's become more of a big thing because of all the players, and that's been pretty cool.
And Donovan says that motivates the future kids to work even harder.
Now they've got an attainable goal. They live in Nebraska. They could go to Nebraska and do exactly what these girls are doing.
As for what plans they have to watch this weekend's games, well, they have different ideas.
I'm going to have my granddaughter in my arms, and she's going to be going ball, ball, watching Jordie throw.
We'll have practice.
Yeah, we'll be practicing.
We might turn it on, though.
We'll have the video on for sure. And then I'll run home and see what my family's doing with the game, but yeah, for sure we'll.
Reported in Lincoln, Jake Coleman, Channel 8 Sports.
Thank you very much, Jake. It's been quite the experience for the Huskers in OKC so far. The team had a chance to check this out. This is their equipment manager. He's also a part-time flame-throwing baton twirler. That's right. Apparently, he's been waiting for just the right moment, and now in the College World Series to show off his talents. It's definitely worth the wait. The team also had another surprise in store for them. Coach Ravel could barely believe it. That was the iconic Tanya Tucker giving the team a call. The Huskers have adopted her song, Delta Dawn, as the unofficial team song for years now. Coach Ravel started that tradition. Tanya Tucker wished the team good luck personally and even sang a little bit of Delta Dawn for them. A full circle moment for the team to meet someone that inspires and motivates them. We want to hear from you. How far do you think Nebraska softball will go in the Women's College World Series? You can vote right now on our poll of the day, and then make sure to tune in tonight at 5 for the results and a full breakdown of this game. And we're following this team's incredible run on our Now Local News app. All of these updates are from the postseason alone. We've shared dozens of videos so far. All you got to do is use the QR code on your screen to download the app and get up-to-the-minute news about your favorite team. All right, let's talk weather here this morning. A bit of a cloudy start, but the rain staying away, at least in the capital city so far. Let's get to meteorologist Dominic Ferraro, who's got a closer look for us in our first forecast. Good morning, Dominic.
Hey, good morning, Andrew. Off to definitely a little bit of a gloomy start, but also a little deceptive out there. It's been a warm start to your Thursday as we're looking at temperatures here in the capital city already into the upper 70s. So again, the picture outside doesn't quite match the air temperature at the moment, and that's likely where we're going to stay here for the rest of your Thursday afternoon. As we can see here on your Barry Law camera, looking off to the north, partly to mostly cloudy skies in Lincoln. Temperatures at the airport into the upper 70s to 81 here at the KLKN studios, and a light breeze out of the east at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mainly mid to upper 70s, a few spots already into the lower 80s in northeastern and eastern Nebraska, including 83 already in Omaha. Then mid 70s to low 70s as you get out towards the west. A few spots still hanging around there into the 60s. A light breeze here in eastern Nebraska. That does pick up as you head out towards the west. Still east-southeasterly there between 10, 15, and even closer to 20 miles per hour for the Panhandle. As Andrew mentioned as well, a few light showers mainly along and south of Interstate 80 for south central Nebraska, trying to work their way here into southeastern Nebraska too. So heading down there towards Hebron, Beatrice, might be seeing a few light showers here for the lunch hour, but we'll take the moisture where we can get it, that's for sure. Temperatures are going to slowly climb here to the low to mid 80s the rest of the way, and then back down into the upper 70s as we head towards about 10 o'clock tonight. So a few more chances for storms in the forecast, and we'll get you ready to go for the week ahead here coming up in a few minutes.
Very much, Dominic. Now to the latest in the war in Iran. That ceasefire on the brink of collapse. Iran and the U.S. trading another round of back-and-forth strikes. Both countries accusing the other of violating the ceasefire, putting the spotlight on the temporary truce and any future negotiations. As ABC's Christian Cordero reports, the economic impact in the U.S., meanwhile, is expanding.
Today, new airstrikes across the Middle East are agitating the tension between the U.S. and Iran yet again. U.S. Central Command says Kuwait's air defense systems successfully intercepted an Iranian-launched ballistic missile late last night. Officials say the attack followed an escalation near the Strait of Hormuz. One U.S. official tells ABC News Iran was preparing to launch drones, but that U.S. forces shot them down, perceiving them as a threat. Now both the U.S. and Iran accuse the other of violating the ceasefire, though neither have made clear the ceasefire is officially over.
The issue here is if it does go back to a full-scale war, then there'll be no mitigation.
Just days ago, the administration suggested a short-term deal was largely sorted out. The optimism nudged oil prices down temporarily, but they're now creeping back up. According to Gas Buddy, the average price of regular gas in the U.S. is about $1.50 more per gallon than when the war began. And today, the Federal Reserve's favorite inflation gauge shows a 3.8% rise in prices compared to 1 year ago. A broader inflation report is expected next month. Some of the president's allies insist the administration is working to address the rising costs.
It's a big priority, and I know the president's clearly focused on it.
But when ABC's Rachel Scott asked the president about inflation, he said he's primarily focused on one thing.
Gas prices that are still high across the country, people are paying more for travel. Does that give you more urgency to make a deal? Why doesn't it?
Well, I'll tell you, the primary urgency, I said this, it wasn't covered properly, but the primary urgency is that we can't let Iran have a nuclear weapon.
Iran has recently announced a new process for tolling ships in the Strait of Hormuz, something the administration is strongly against. And today, the Treasury Department sanctioned the entity Iran created to manage and charge such tolls. Christian Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Developing now, Nebraska's Attorney General is taking the medical marijuana fight to federal court. Nebraska's for Medical Marijuana blasting Attorney General Mike Hildress after Nebraska joined a federal challenge over cannabis policy. The lawsuit targets the federal government's move to reclassify marijuana from a Schedule I to a Schedule III drug. The group accuses Hildress of using taxpayer money to fight against the will of Nebraska voters who approved medical cannabis. We are reaching out to Mike Hildress today to hear his reasoning for joining this lawsuit. Watch tonight at 5 for the answer. Still ahead, a passport start across Nebraska. How to visit Nebraska is helping guide people around some of the cooler spots around the state. Our live interview next. Here to talk all about this year's slate of businesses on that list is Lily Ullman. She's the new passport coordinator over at Visit Nebraska. And then Chris Goforth, he's with the Nebraska State Historical Society. Thank you so much for stopping by, guys. Appreciate the time.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So Lily, you're new to the role here, but can you kind of explain to people that might be unfamiliar about what the passport program is?
So the Nebraska Passport Program is a summer travel program. It features 70 businesses across the state, from retail, restaurants, museums. It's really just a great way to get out and get traveling Nebraska and exploring new places.
Yes, we love the passport program. It's always one of my favorite things to do out there in summer. Chris, you guys have two places on this list here. Can you kind of tell people about that?
Yeah, so we have two places right here in Lincoln, the Nebraska History Museum, and then inside the Capitol, a little secret, the Capitol Gift Shop, which was open for many years up until COVID hit and then closed down and just really didn't get it kick-started back up until last year. So we're really excited to have that open. And, you know, it's a great opportunity for people to come check out the Capitol and maybe take a little souvenir to commemorate their trip.
Lily, we'll start with, what is kind of something that, how can people get involved in all of this?
Yeah, so the passport is available now. If you visit nebraskapassport.com, you can request a booklet. All 70 stops are also listed on that website, and you can pick up a booklet today at any of those stops, including the Capitol Gift Shop in the History Museum, or you can also download our app, which is titled Nebraska Passport, in the App Store.
Alrighty, awesome. Yes, the gift shop is something that I had never really heard of until I saw that I was on this list here, so that's pretty cool. How fun has it been to work with the Visit Nebraska and to kind of, you know, bring this to life and kind of show those little hidden gems almost, even here in the capital city?
You know, it's a great program. We really love it. It really encourages people just in the state to explore their own state and see what is going on, because Nebraska has a lot of great gems, a lot of great things going on, and not just with, you know, tourist attractions, but even local mom and pop businesses. And, you know, these programs like the Passport get these people out into these different communities and come see the things. And, you know, we're really excited at the museum because we have a new exhibit opening at the end of June. And so tying that with the Passport program, getting new people to come in to see the museum for the first time, or maybe someone who hasn't been there for a while, to come experience it, see something new. It's really exciting.
What's that new exhibit?
It's called Our Nebraska. It's tied in with the America 250, of course,
Okay,
the 250th anniversary of the United States. So we're really excited to showcase what Nebraska's role is with that, and not just the place, but the people as well.
Alrighty, sounds good. And there's always thousands of people do this every year, but where can people find a little bit more information, Lily?
Find more information at nebraskapassport.com.
Where can people find more information from you guys?
Go to history.nebraska.gov.
Alrighty, awesome. Well, it sounds like a lot of fun. Obviously, over 70 businesses on this list. Not just businesses, but, you know, just historical sites and everything like that in between. So really cool. One of the hidden gems in Nebraska. Thank you guys so much for stopping by today. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for the time.
Alrighty, sounds good. Dominic, what's coming up next?
Well, we're going to chase a few chances for showers and thunderstorms the rest of the afternoon. Those chances are going to continue then into early next week. We'll let you know how you could be impacted and that week ahead forecast coming up after the break.
Get an 11% rebate on your staining projects at Menards. Pittsburgh's ultra advanced semi-transparent exterior stain
Almost 500 organizations signed up for this annual fundraising campaign, and today is the final day to donate. We checked right before we got on the air here. They've already received more than 18,000 donations, totaling nearly $8 million. These organizations are working toward making Lincoln a better place for everyone. Matt Talbot sharing one story detailing how their services are making an impact.
They now help me with my housing, which is amazing because I could not find anybody else to help me.
Yeah, nearly 70 of these organizations are downtown right now for the nonprofit festival. That's at Tower Square until 1:30. Let us know which nonprofit you are supporting today by downloading the Now Local News app.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with meteorologist Dominic Ferraro.
So you've probably heard the term Omega Block thrown around a whole bunch in the national weather sphere. So I wanted to take a quick moment here to kind of explain what that means and what it could mean here for our Nebraska weather. This is the upper air pattern. I just showed Andrew this graph a second ago, and he's like, whoa. There's a lot going on there, and there is, so we'll break down the details here. We have one storm system here along the East Coast. That's a circular area here, and then if we take a look here, or excuse me, one on the East Coast, one out there on the West Coast, which was just what I was pointing out there. And then in between, we have this little ridge here in the jet stream, and it kind of looks like the Greek letter omega. You got the little line, the shape here, and then a line off to the side. So that's why we call it an Omega Block. But what happens then is this is kind of like a traffic jam in the upper atmosphere, and that will leave us with very repetitive weather over the next couple days. And you see these little dips here. We call these short waves, and that gives us the chance for a few showers here across the Central Plains. So going forward, as you can see, that system out towards the west, not in any hurry to move on out of here, even as we head towards this weekend, slowly shifting in across the Great Basin and then off towards central and western portions of the United States, then slowly making its way there into Canada as we go throughout the next couple of days here. These colors here are the wind speeds in the upper atmosphere too, and oftentimes we can see energy travel along there, the jet stream through these higher areas of winds, and as they'll be sticking around here in the Central Plains as we head all the way into the middle of next week. That's going to give us a few shots then at some showers and thunderstorms over the next couple of days. So I wanted to take a brief moment there, kind of give a little meteorology fun fact session and explain kind of what we look at on the backside of things there. But as we take a look here, that's giving us some cloud cover as that storm system off to our south here and around the Oklahoma area is now giving us then a few clouds here, and it's pretty cloudy on your Allo Communications camera. Temperatures, though, despite that cloud cover on the warm side in eastern Nebraska, upper 70s, low 80s here in far southeastern Nebraska. It's already 83 in Omaha. We're not far off from 80 degrees here in Lincoln either. Winds at least on the lighter side right now between 5, 10, and closer to 15 miles per hour out of the east. These will shift to be a little more out of the southeast as we go throughout the rest of your day today. Don't expect a ton of impacts, though, maybe a few stronger gusts up to 25. We're keeping an eye, though, on a chance for a few light showers, especially here Beatrice, Fairbury, Hebron could see a few light showers for your lunch hour, and then those chances only going to increase as we head out towards central and western portions of the state. And as we take a look at Stormcast going forward, looking at a few showers, maybe some rumbles of thunder in there as we go throughout the rest of your Thursday into the evening, and then our chances for some showers and thunderstorms do increase. We had very late Thursday into early Friday morning, and we'll see these linger as we go throughout the morning here. Should be wrapped up here shortly after the morning commute, maybe seeing a few more showers try and linger through about lunchtime, and then these become much more scattered as we go throughout the afternoon and evening. So something to consider there for Husker baseball here in town. We'll have to keep an eye, especially on these late afternoon showers that could push through the capital city here as we head throughout the evening there close to dinner time. Then we'll have another wave move through there very late Saturday into early Sunday. I had to switch over to a different model here because it just goes out a little further. It's mainly looking at a very early Saturday morning storm chance, and then wrapped up here by about 9, 10 o'clock in far southeastern Nebraska on Saturday. We'll see what it looks like for game 2 of the second day there of the Lincoln Regional. Still looking at a few showers, though, as we go throughout your Saturday evening into early Sunday morning, and those chances for storms then will also increase for central and western Nebraska as we go throughout the day on Saturday. Sunday finally looks to be the most quiet of the next couple days ahead, but definitely going to want to keep an eye here for central and western Nebraska on Saturday. A marginal level 1 out of 5 risk for the Tri-Cities. Then out towards the North Platte, Chadron area, you have a slight level 2 out of 5 risk. We may see a few storms there with all severe weather hazards possible, though hail and wind would be the main concerns. And we'll be kind of stuck in this pattern where we see the 60s for lows, the 70s and 80s for highs, really for the next week or so as we head into the first week of June. Still looking at high temperatures in the low 80s, and chances for showers and thunderstorms will continue as we head into the middle of next week.
All right, sounds good. Thank you very much, Dominic. New at midday, Walmart is recalling 165,000 fabric dressers that pose a risk of serious injury or death to children. The retail giant says there haven't been any injuries reported. However, the Mainstays brand dressers violate the mandatory safety standard. The recalled dressers have a black metal frame and 9 brown or black fabric drawers with handles. They were sold at Walmart's stores and online from September 2023 through March. If you have one, you should stop using it and place it in an area away from children. It is not anchored to the wall. You can return it to Walmart store for a full refund. Coming up after the break, chilling new details in the murder of a teenage girl on vacation. The new revelation on what happened right after her death, how the family is responding to a judge's ruling.
Being a chief meteorologist isn't just a job, it's a passion. I care about every storm, every forecast, because this community matters to me. I've spent decades tracking Nebraska weather, and now I'm proud to be Lincoln's longest serving chief meteorologist. This community has trusted me through snowstorms, heat waves, and everything in between, like the top 10 days. Every forecast and every storm, my goal is simple, to keep you safe, because this is my community too. I'm Rusty Dawkins, chief meteorologist for Channel 8, and I'm not going anywhere.
The best sale of the year is here now at Lincoln Mattress and Furniture. For a limited time, save 50% off MSRP pricing on all furniture. Shop our 22,000 square foot store, packed with furniture, savings at 50% off. In stock and special orders are included. Plus, save up to $700 off on iSeries and save $1,000 on Beautyrest Black. At Lincoln Mattress and Furniture, your hometown store.
Since 1959, Whitehead Oil Company has fueled the heartland, powering families, farms, and businesses with quality and care. From humble beginnings to a trusted name, our commitment has never changed. Service, reliability, and values that strengthen our communities. As America marks 250 years of independence, we're proud to do our part, keeping the heartland moving through our partnership with Phillips 66 and the customers we serve. Whitehead Oil Company and U-Stop convenience stores, fueling the heartland today, tomorrow, and for generations to come.
Pistachio latte.
And 2 more pistachio lattes.
Cafe Cubano.
You don't follow trends. You don't blend in. You take the wheel and go all out, searching for everything that makes you feel more unique, human, alive. The new Lexus IS. Performance is only amazing if it makes you feel something.
Now to chilling new details in the cruise ship killing of a Florida teenager. A judge ruling that her 16-year-old stepbrother, charged with her murder, can remain free for now as prosecutors reveal new evidence. ABC's Victor Okendo explains.
This morning, Timothy Hudson, accused of murdering his stepsister Anna Kepner during a family vacation on a Carnival cruise, avoiding jail for now. A judge ordering the now 16-year-old to stay with family ahead of his trial. Anna's father, who's married to Timothy's mother, upset with the judge's ruling, telling GMA exclusively that "I want him in custody." Right now, being free and able to do whatever he wants seems to have made him think that there are no consequences for his actions. For the first time, we're learning from court documents that another brother of Anna's, a 14-year-old, was sharing the same stateroom with Anna and Timothy last November and will likely be a witness for the prosecution. According to the timeline set out by prosecutors, closed-circuit TV on board the ship shows Timothy entering the stateroom at 7:35 p.m. 3 minutes later, Anna enters the same room. A little more than 10 minutes later, the 14-year-old brother enters the cabin and quickly exits. Timothy is not spotted on camera again until 10:13 p.m. when he leaves the room, looking left and right down the hallway, appearing to check if there is anyone in the hallway, and then he walks outside, exiting the cabin approximately 2 more times before putting the privacy sign on the door. Then at 12:09 a.m., the 14-year-old brother attempts to get back into the room. Timothy initially stops him before letting him in. He then goes to sleep, unaware his sister's body is tucked under the bed. According to the document, Timothy dumped Anna's phone near a trash bin on another deck. The cruise line is able to trace the movements of passengers' phones with internet routers spaced throughout the ship, and investigators say her phone traveled with Timothy, hitting all the wireless networks. The medical examiner later determined Anna was asphyxiated by a chokehold during a sexual assault.
Timothy has pleaded not guilty. While he is currently not in custody, the judge is waiting on a report for potential detainment options closer to his home near Central Florida. The trial is set for September. Victor Oquendo, ABC News, Miami.
Still ahead here for beer for Oklahoma, how Oklahoma City is preparing for another round of Husker Nation, this time for softball.
Meet Lincoln's deal detectives at Salvage Warehouse. They're uncovering huge new savings every day. Discover up to 70% off retail on furniture and appliances all over the store.
The deals are real at Salvage Warehouse. Yeah!
It's replacement window season. You have ugly, hard to open, drafty windows? Now is the best time to buy new Champion windows. Because when you buy 2, you get 2 free. Buy 2 Champion windows, get 2 free? I guess that means if you buy 4, you get 4 free. Buy 6, get 6 free. Buy 10, get 10 free.
Hurry, Champion's Buy 2 Get 2 free sale ends soon.
Great job, everybody. Thanks.
Call 888-4CHAMPION or schedule your free in-home estimate online today.
Every story starts somewhere, and so many begin at the library. It's where curiosity is sparked and futures are shaped. This Give to Lincoln Day or anytime, support the foundation for Lincoln City Libraries, because great libraries don't just hold stories, they help write them.
They call you an overachiever.
What's the matter with
Too competitive.
you? Don't you like
A perfectionist.
the things I do?
We call that good company. Take the lead in the uncompromising BMW X1, X3, and X5.
Shop online at bmwoflincoln.com.
Looking for the best deals in Lincoln? Tag, you're it. Run in now for furniture and appliance deals up to 70% off. 3, 2, 1. Save. The countdown is on for great deals this year at Salvage Warehouse.
This news segment is brought to you by Sid's Deli and Subs.
Craving a mouth-watering sub sandwich? Look no further than Sid's Deli and Subs. Serving fresh, made-to-order subs with your choice of sliced meats and cheeses on our soft, fresh-baked bread. Come and taste the Sid's Deli difference. Sid's Deli and Subs, 33rd and Cornhusker, Lincoln.
Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News Midday.
Now to Husker softball, swinging for a championship in Oklahoma City. The countdown is on. We're now under 9 hours here from first pitch for Huskers and the Razorbacks. You might remember this isn't the first time Husker Nation has invaded OKC. The Alumni Association is headed back to the same bar that it took over for Husker basketball's run to the Sweet 16. They are having a tailgate party at Social Capital later today, and that's where all the action will be taking place. You may remember last time the Big Red took over the city, they ran out of beer. Channel 8's Emma Norwood actually spoke with the owner of Social Capital, and this time he says they're going to be ready.
I'm not risking it. I'm putting in a big order. I'm going to just plan on them coming down, and I know they're an insanely passionate group of fans.
Red shirts, Husker fans, and full patios. That's what Oklahoma City bar owners are expecting as Nebraska fans pour into town for the Women's College World Series.
We're used to, high volumes and stuff like that. But even that said, experiencing what we experienced with Nebraska fans, it'll probably be like an all hands on deck.
The Social Capital in downtown OKC is stocking up. Husker Alumni Association already preparing a pregame party at the Beer Garden. And after fans sold out the city of Busch Light when the Husker men's basketball team played in March, the bar knew they'd have to be double prepared for this go-around.
I just put in like a $4,000 beer order, and it was all like domestics and Busch Lights and some cans and kegs and all the good stuff. So yeah, and I actually had to hit up my rep and make sure that they could give me an early order next Monday. Because I only have so much space to put inventory. It's different. It's a lot. It's extensive. It's noticeably different. We'll just say that.
Although the Oklahoma City bar is unbiased when it comes to sports teams, the Huskers do hold a bit of an edge.
It's a good group of people, and it's fun to share in their success. So yeah, I will be rooting for them, and I'll be breaking out my Cornhusker shirt for the week. I really hope Nebraska goes deep so we can enjoy their fans for as long as possible, and because they like to drink, and that helps sales, and just makes for a good time.
Reporting in Lincoln, Emma Norwood, Channel 8 News.
Thank you very much, Emma. And we are following this team's incredible run on our Now Local News app. All these updates are from the postseason alone. We've shared dozens of them so far. All you need to do, use the QR code on your screen to download the app and get up-to-the-minute news about your favorite team. All right, let's go to weather. Here this morning, just kind of a cloudy start to the day, though it is very warm outside. We got temperatures already flirting with the 80s right now, just after 11:30. Let's get an updated forecast here with meteorologist Dominic Ferraro. The rain is holding off, though, Dominic.
For now. The rain's holding off for now. We might see a few sprinkles as we go throughout the rest of the afternoon today, but the cloud cover certainly going to stick with us as we take a look here in Beatrice. Shones roofing camera, South 6 and Perkins Street. Overcast skies here, but as we mentioned, it's kind of sneaky because your temperatures in Beatrice are in the upper 70s, close to 80 here in Lincoln, 83 already in Omaha, 80 in Nebraska City, and 82 in Norfolk. So again, warm start to the day in eastern Nebraska. That then shifts to the upper 60s, low to mid 70s as you get out towards the west. So definitely going to be on the warm one here for us in eastern Nebraska. Light breeze out of the east between 5 to 10 miles per hour. That does also pick up for western Nebraska there in portions of the Panhandle. Keeping an eye on some showers, maybe a rumble of thunder sneaking its way here along the Kansas-Nebraska border, but mainly areas south of Grand Island seeing the bulk of that precipitation for the moment. Can't rule out that we won't see a shower or two as we go throughout the afternoon here in Lincoln. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies, and we're going to try for the low 80s to mid 80s here in southeast Nebraska. I know it's that cloud cover is going to try and limit that heating just a little bit, but certainly going to feel warm if you're heading out for lunch or for any evening plans here in the capital city. So those chances for precipitation only going to increase as we head through the overnight hours, and we'll see several rounds of precipitation through the weekend. We'll have more details on that coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you very much, Dominic. New developments now as rescuers race to recover 9 workers after a chemical tank explosion in Washington state. Crews resuming grim search this morning. 9 people now presumed dead at the paper mill right now. 2 fatalities have already been confirmed. It is one of the deadliest workplace accidents in the U.S. in years. ABC's Melissa Adon reports.
This is a tight-knit community here in Longview, Washington, made up of several industrial plants and factories. Many community members sharing that you're hard-pressed to find someone who doesn't know someone who works here or is directly impacted by this massive tragedy. At least 2 people have been confirmed killed by that chemical tank that ruptured on Tuesday. And now the recovery efforts are still underway for the 9 workers who are unaccounted for. Officials, of course, sharing how it has been a very difficult and challenging process in being able to recover those workers. They say that they started out with that tank being filled 90,000 gallons of this chemical liquid. They've been able to drain it. It's down now to 25,000 gallons, and they've been able to stabilize it. All of this now as there are major concerns on what went wrong here. A federal investigation has now been opened. The EPA is on site here. They're also testing the local air and water quality here. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Longview, Washington.
And right now, the future of field painting is here in Lincoln. In just a few weeks, thousands of archers will head to Lincoln for major national events. But before they get there, crews have to prep massive fields with precise lines and measurements. Believe it or not, that precision and perfection is done by a state-of-the-art robot. Channel 8's Daniel Da Silva shows us how it all works.
Meet Turf Tank out of Omaha, a GPS-driven robot that can paint the lines for 20 fields in a day and a half, something that usually takes weeks and countless man-hours.
The only man labor that's involved is the person running the robot and the tablet and the software. Having the Turf Tank, it's allowed us flexibility to do other jobs around the campus and not have to stripe.
And it's saving the Lincoln Sports Foundation money too. Despite costing nearly $17,000 a year, Turf Tank saves the Lincoln Sports Complex twice that in laborers, which Lessoing says can also be unreliable.
At the end of the day, there's always going to be turnover, so to have that kind of consistency with the Turf Tank and something I don't have to worry about it's huge for us.
When I gave it a go, it almost felt like walking a dog. Come here, boy. With features like the ability to select a field like football and rugby and choose what type of layout you want, the line combinations are endless. It can even paint logos. With that type of innovation, Turf Tank is putting a spotlight on the center, allowing the 100-plus acre facility to host high-profile events like the U.S. National Archery Championship, a partnership that Visit Lincoln builds. Its director, Derek Bombeck, says it opens the doors for the city.
No, anytime you get a national governing body to bring a national championship to Lincoln, it's a huge deal. And then it's going to open up the doors for potential Olympic trials and other things like that for U.S. archery as well.
They are expecting about 1,000 top archery competitors between the ages of 8 and 18 from across the country and about 3,000 spectators.
I know they're going to love it. Lincoln always shows out. People might be reluctant to come, but they're the first ones that want to come back once they see everything that our city and county have to offer.
Danielle De Silva for Channel 8 News.
Developing now, Grand Island Senior High is getting some upgrades to their planetarium. It has been part of the community since the 1960s, and by the start of next school year, they're hoping to wrap up the project. This is how the space looks right now. GIPS says the space will be completely renovated. They say expect better technology, a more comfortable space, and a wider variety of star shows. Construction could last through the entire summer. Coming up next, a safety probe into Roblox, the shocking game triggering new concern over kids' safety on the gaming platform, and the serious accusations from authorities in Connecticut.
If you've been in a car crash and you think you can trust insurance companies, pigs will fly. They make billions of dollars by denying money to injured people. Don't blindly trust the insurance companies. Call Friedman Law, 402-476-1093.
For the quality furniture you're looking for, make the drive to Beatrice and visit Sheer Quality Furniture, offering free delivery to Lincoln. High quality furniture at a great price. Sheer Furniture in Beatrice.
We knew the Knowles was the right decision right away by how quickly she adjusted and how well she adjusted. She became part of the community. I think for us, immediately, it was an upbeat, positive energy here. The residents are always friendly. The staff is accessible and responsive.
She needed to be in a very good, safe environment, and we felt that the Knowles did fit our needs for that too.
Very well cared for.
At Access Garage Doors, we know the garage is usually the busiest door in the house.
Cars, bikes, errands, everything comes through here.
So if your door is showing signs of age, it might be time for an upgrade.
Right now, get 10% off new doors and openers.
Don't stress, call Access.
Bottom of the ninth. Intense competition. This is the dream.
Jimmy knows the game's on the line, and he's ready.
I've got this.
What a shot.
Life's better when you're protected under our roof. Because your house
What a game.
is home base for their dreams.
I did it!
Bundle life and save on home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
If you've been in a car crash and you think you can trust insurance companies, pigs will fly. They make billions of dollars by denying money to injured people. Don't blindly trust the insurance companies. Call Friedman Law, 402-476-1093.
Developing now, online gaming platform Roblox is facing an investigation in Connecticut. The Attorney General there is accusing the site of exploiting and harming children. The investigation comes after several reports of inappropriate content on the website, which is popular among children. Now, the state is also demanding that Roblox provides records of a gaming experience posted on the site, recreating a deadly mass shooting from December of 2012 at Sandy Hook Elementary School, the game appearing to simulate a shooter inside the school.
They say on their website that Roblox is safe for kids as low as 5 years old. That is not true. That is a lie. Not just adults, but awful, disgusting, horrible people go online and not just contact our kids, but target them and groom them.
The experience was uploaded back in February. The site responding to the investigation saying they removed the game as soon as it was reported and that they take precaution to ensure kids' safety on their site.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with meteorologist Dominic Ferraro.
And as always, Thursday's Drought Monitor Day here, and we got the latest update to our drought situation across Nebraska, mainly keeping an eye once again on central and western Nebraska. The last couple of weeks, it's certainly creeped over here into eastern Nebraska too. So this is last week's data. As you can see, a fairly expansive area of that extreme drought in the lighter red color, and a few areas of exceptional drought in the darker red. Now, if we move to this week, we saw not a whole lot change here in eastern Nebraska. Still under a moderate drought in Lincoln, a severe drought for Grand Island and Hastings. And then as you get out towards parts of south central Nebraska there, you're once again looking at that extreme drought there in that lighter red color. And we did see a little bit of that shaved off here in far southwestern Nebraska, and not a whole lot changed there with your areas of exceptional drought. But likely, as we mentioned before, several rounds of moisture are going to be needed for progress, especially in central and western Nebraska. But with that new pattern we're keeping an eye on, that does bring the chance for a significant amount of rainfall, especially for central portions of the state as well as out towards the west. I mean, over the next 7 days, models are fairly optimistic that we could at least see anywhere from 3/4 to about an inch of rain, if not more, in a few areas here in that kind of purple color. That's closer to 2 inches there. So certainly would take the moisture, especially with the lighter rains, a possibility the next several days, let that kind of soak in, and hopefully then can keep us back on track here just a little bit in that drought situation. So we'll keep an eye on that here. Another Owl Communications look, because man, it's cloudy out there. This shows a lot of cloud cover here for us over the capital city at South 21st and L Street. But as we mentioned, those temperatures still on the warm side here in eastern Nebraska. Close to 80 in Lincoln, 80 up in Wahoo, 83 for your temperature just before 11:45 here in Omaha. 78 in Beatrice, the low 70s for Hebron and Hastings, 73 in Kearney, in the mid 70s for Grand Island. Winds shouldn't be too much of an issue today. Just a light breeze out of the east between 5 to 15 miles per hour. Now, light rain's a possibility. Looks like we're starting to get a little return over at Lincoln here. We'll see if that's working its way through any of the lower atmosphere at the moment, but I'd say your better shots at some precipitation between Fairbury and Hebron, and we'll see this kind of complex of showers slowly move up throughout the rest of the afternoon, mainly bringing it the chance for some rain for central and western Nebraska as we go throughout the day. So here's a look at Stormcast showing that going forward. Light showers, and we'll pick up a little closer to dinner time tonight, especially along the Kansas-Nebraska line. And we may even see a few light showers here in Lincoln very late tonight, but especially then as we head early into your Friday morning in the capital city. All of eastern Nebraska now getting a shot at some precipitation as we head through Friday morning. And then as we head towards the lunch hour, still a possibility that we could see a few showers and possibly a thunderstorm stick on around. Now, here's what to keep an eye on as we go throughout the afternoon, because I know we have baseball here in Lincoln, and we do expect a few scattered showers on kind of the backside of the system as it departs off to the north. And this model does show the chance for a few showers to be close to the capital city right around that time for the Husker game. So definitely bring the poncho, be ready for that, but we'll keep an eye on lightning too. That could cause a few delays with the Lincoln regional games there. And then another round moving on through here early Saturday morning. As we switch over then to the European model, we're still looking at that early morning precipitation chance for Saturday, and then we'll see more scattered showers as we go throughout the later morning hours, picking up once again as we head towards the evening. And we'll see a little more detail out of these models once we can get kind of more of the shorter range, but especially as we head towards Saturday night into Sunday morning, and looking at a few storm chances across the state as we'll take a look here at the Storm Prediction Center outlook. But fairly clear then as we head into Sunday, but can't rule out an isolated storm or two there. Isolated severe storm possible in green here, but a few more than that as you head out towards central and western Nebraska. That slight level 2 out of 5 risk there in yellow, meaning scattered severe storms are possible. And we'll see almost daily chances for showers and thunderstorms as we head through the first week of June. And temperatures fairly consistent. Lows in the 60s, high temperatures in the low to middle 80s.
All right, sounds good. Thank you very much, Dominic. California's wine industry is declining, and grocery prices in the U.S. facing new inflation pressures. Here's Jane King with your Ag and Injury Report.
Grocery prices are set to rise again due to a range of factors, including adverse weather, tariffs, and the ongoing Iran war. Bloomberg quotes experts who predict inflation rates could reach 4 to 4.5%, making affordability issues worse for consumers, and drought conditions are impacting crop yields. California's battered wine industry is spiraling deeper into crisis as vineyard values across the wine country plunge. Experts warn the pain could drag on for years. At an AWG Wine Advisors conference in Santa Rosa, Industry insiders called the downturn one of the toughest in decades. Vineyard owners are rushing to sell land in a market now crowded with sellers and very few buyers. Oil briefly plunged after Iran reported it could open the Strait of Hormuz in 1 month. However, oil is volatile, moving with each perceived bit of news and what it means for the global oil market. Oil and gas prices are still up significantly since the start of the war. And storing renewable energy is a key part of making green energy work. A new report finds U.S. energy storage installations hit a record earlier this year. And in fact, energy storage is up 32% year over year. From the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Jane King with your Ag and Energy Report.
Still ahead this midday, an unusual bear encounter caught on camera. We'll show you the moment a pair of hikers ran into 2 bears and how they managed to get out safely.
At Stanton, you get the best value. 2 pairs for just $79. A free eye exam, anti-glare made same day.
That's value you can actually see.
Smart, simple, Stanton.
We're here for all the action. Every team, every matchup, every night, bringing you the best local sports coverage in the game. Channel 8, bringing you Nebraska Now.
Make the most of money-saving May at Jensen Tire and Auto. Save up to $260 on Goodyear, Cooper, Continental, General, and Starfire tires. Plus, get $20 off an oil change. Schedule today at jensentireandauto.com.
Dive into good times with crispy chicken McNuggets and your go-to sauces. Right now, get a 20-piece for just $6. So, go ahead, dip in. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Get an 11% rebate on your outdoor projects at Menards. Prevent bug damage and control mosquitoes with Bio Advanced Lawn Insect Killer. It kills insects above and below ground, controlling them for up to 3 months. Get a bottle for a value of $9.99 each after rebate. Expect the best results with Schultz Premium Garden Soil. Its enriched soil feeds plants and vegetables for up to 6 months. Pick up a bag for a value of $5.99 after rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
At Stanton, we sell great frames. All sorts of frames. Over 1,000 frames, starting at just $79.
I saved money, and I see great.
Smart, simple, Stanton.
This morning, we're hearing about 2 hikers who encountered not 1, but 2 bears, and all caught on camera. The hikers say they were pretty scared for a second, but thankfully no one was hurt. This was at Glacier National Park in Montana. Here's ABC's Danny New with more on what happened.
A grisly encounter in Montana. After 1 bear runs by 2 hikers and then a second one stops to growl at them.
I was kind of like joking, and then the bear growled, and I was like, oh nah. This ain't happy times anymore.
Alyssa of New Zealand and Mason of Wisconsin were hiking together in Glacier National Park earlier this week when a few passing hikers let them know they had seen 2 bears about 150 feet off of the trail. Alyssa and Mason decided to wait for a bit.
We decided after a few minutes to keep going and just stay ready. And I guess being optimistic isn't always the best.
You see it? Oh my God. No, don't run, don't run, don't run, don't run.
But soon Mason spotted that first bear, who appeared to be getting playfully chased toward them by a sibling. They believed they were about 2 to 3 years old. So when they ran by and that second one started growling, Mason had a decision to make about the bear spray he says he was really hoping not to use.
Did you make eye contact?
Yeah, it definitely looked at us. And then that's when I let out a little spray, and it turned the other way and ran off into the woods by the lake.
At that point, the bears ran off, and Mason and Alyssa decided to turn around, only for that second bear to then suddenly reappear.
Hey.
Back up.
Thankfully, though, it appears the New Zealand accent has a commanding effect in the American wilderness.
Hey.
Out the way.
Because then, a few moments later, why not, Alyssa had to deter a moose as well.
I was like, what? Why is there a moose now? I thought the bears were enough.
Thankfully, they were both totally okay. And when I asked Mason what he hopes people take from the video, he says that they
do research before hiking in bear country, and that they especially make sure to have bear spray. In New York, for ABC News, I'm Danny New.
Still ahead, a spelling spectacular. Who's headed to the finals of the national competition and how these kids are making all of us shake our heads in disbelief.
Get in the game with the Now Local News app. Scan the QR code on your screen to download the app and submit your best sports moments. Share the highlights from your favorite plays, top performances, and big wins. Your videos might even be featured on our newscasts. Earn points for each accepted submission and redeem them for Visa gift cards. Help us capture the excitement as it unfolds. Download the Now Local News app and start sharing today.
ABC's seamless steel gutters are larger and stronger than traditional gutters, carrying away 33% more water from your home and handling even the heaviest rains. Stay dry, look great with ABC seamless gutters. Learn more at abcofnebraska.com.
Discovery Day Camp is back at Morrill Hall. We cover natural history and science topics for K2 and 3rd, 5th. Register today at museum.unl.edu/camps. See you then.
I have 2 options for you to take a look at. What do you think?
From design and products to removal and installation, we handle the entire process to create a beautiful and functional bathroom for whatever your life needs. Rebath, with you every step of the way. Fast removal, fast installation. Our remodels take only days, not weeks, so you can love your bathroom sooner. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,000 off your complete bathroom remodel.
Right now, the finalists are set for the Scripps National Spelling Bee. 247 students made it to the preliminaries, and tonight, 9 kids are heading to the finals. ABC's Hannah Batah has more on the big event.
I am so nervous right now.
12-year-old Logan Bailey of Houston, Texas, didn't mince his words on stage.
Sometimes a deep breath. Yeah, there you go.
And then it came.
Jatra Riza.
But Logan nailed it.
Jatra Riza. Jatrorriza. Jatra Riza.
That is correct. And now he's headed to the finals. But it didn't end quite so well for some of the others.
In the first round, I got the German word Grundriss, Grundriss. And then my vocabulary word was oblong.
But as 12-year-old Sia Sampath knows, all it takes is one wrong letter.
T-A-G H-I-G, Tagig.
Also last night, the relatively new vocabulary round.
Hello, Phanindra.
Yeah, what's up?
What's up?
Having some vocab here.
14-year-old Phanindra Belusu broke the ice, and apparently it worked.
That's where root word knowledge helps.
Yeah.
Is he a caretaker of cattle or sheep? That is correct.
Some of the words were tricky for even adult professionals.
C, to make it known by open declaration.
That is correct.
Hinterlands are regions that are remote from cities and towns.
That is correct.
Thank you.
And now 9 competitors have advanced to tonight's championship finals, including 14-year-old Trey Parikh, who shared his strategy for success.
The pressure, I try not to let it affect me. I don't think about it.
Hannah Batah, ABC News, New York.